So this is a shot that the band really liked from the day shooting, and they asked me if I could edit it for them, and I said no problem. As a photographer, this is kind of a mistake that I made during this shot, because as you see, the light on her face here is a little bit too hot. But they like the shot, so I'm going to edit it for them anyway, and I'm going to try to kind of save my ass a little bit here and try to fix it in Photoshop. Now, this is a RAW file, so with RAW files, as you know, I can stop down the exposure, lower and higher to try to recover some of the data that I lost. And you'll see here, even in the RAW file, I'm in Capture One Pro here, even when I turn the exposure down all the way, her face is still blown out and it's unrecoverable. So that leaves me with another option. Is I'm just gonna have to output what I can in this program and then fix it in Photoshop. So now the exposure is at 0. I'm just going to take it down the exposure a little bit just to recover as much as I can. And then I'm going to hit process here and it'll automatically open in Photoshop. And I'm just going to see what I can do with it. Okay, so now it's open in Photoshop here, and I'm just going to zoom into her face here just for a closer look. And yep, it's definitely blown out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work on a new duplicated layer here just for safety's sake. I think the natural thing that somebody might try right now is they might just grab a brush tool and maybe select a color on her face like I am now and then just try to paint over it. I just think that doesn't look very good to me, just because you're painting over the actual color like I'm now, but there's no texture to it. There's no texture in the paint. It's just one solid color. You could play around with it and make a lighter color and paint that as well to kind of blend it in a bit, but still there's no texture of the face. So that's not a very good solution. The next kind of natural thing that people might try is they might get the clone brush and then turn it down to low opacity here, which is how much the clone tool is affecting, and they might just try to kind of brush in a little bit of the other face. And that is bringing all the right color and all the right texture, but it's also bringing in, from the point that I choose, all the tonal range with it too. And for this point of the face, it's meant to be a little bit lighter. It's not meant to be blown out, but it is supposed to be brighter. So what is the solution? What you can do, a little trick that I know, is that up here in the mode for the clone stamp tool, you can actually see here that normal, there's a whole bunch of different blending modes. So I can go down to color and select that, and then with that mode on, when I clone, holding Alt, clicking a space, and then letting go, and then moving my mouse and clicking again, not holding Alt. So what that's doing is it's not just brushing some color over the actual image and ruining all the detail. It's taking color from this area and moving it over the white area. And it's much better than just brushing over it, because when you brush over it, you get rid of the detail in the picture. So it's bringing this pinkish skin tone over the white. And it does take some practice. You got to get used to it. For example, on this upper lip here, if I take a piece of this really pink shaded cheek here and put it there, it doesn't really look too natural. It looks like she has smeared lipstick. So instead I have to go beside the lip here to this more kind of gray area, hold Alt there and move it over, and then that just looks a little bit more natural. It takes a little bit of practice, but it's a lot better than just trying to airbrush over it or getting rid of the picture altogether, because that would just make me look stupid if they saw the picture and I said, no, you can't have that. They probably don't even understand what a blown out picture is. They don't care. They're looking at different things. The band is looking at, you know, whether they look good, how they look in the picture. But me, as a photographer, I'm looking for different things. So, I mean, 5% of my job is actually taking photos. The other 95% is just business and keeping people happy. So, if I can fix this little blown out area, I'm happy, because then nobody sees it that I made that mistake, and they're happy because they got their photo. So there you have it. I'm just going to zoom out a bit and click back and forth, turning my layer on and off to show you before and after. There's before and there's after, before and after, before and after. So I've just kind of cleaned it up a little bit, and now I can kind of look at this picture a little bit easier and not be mad at myself for totally messing it up.